Welcome to Local SEO in 10. This is your go-to podcast for answers about how you can grow your local business online easily and quickly. Brought to you by local SEO experts Magnified Media in Walnut Creek, California. In each 10-minute episode, our digital marketing expert Adam Duran answers your questions on how you can get more leads for your business fast. Remember, if you're not taking care of this part of your business right now, you can bet your competitors are. And now, here's our host with the questions, Jamie Duran, and our expert with the answers, Adam Duran.
Hello, Adam.
Hey, Jamie.
How's your week going?
It's going great. It's going fast. It's like speed. Everything's on fast forward this last, I guess, mid part of December. I already thought it was the last part of December. Oh, boy.
Nope, couple more weeks, and we're done with 2021.
I know. That was the lost year. That was, wow.
All right. Well, we are back, and I'm sure you have a very good topic for us to discuss. Maybe a continuation of last week?
Kind of, sort of, kind of.
Okay.
A little different. But actually, I wanted to go through and talk about the top 5 ways that a law firm should be using SEO to increase their revenue. And definitely we have clients, of course, that are law firms. And so when a client comes to us that is a law firm, these are the things we're going to be asking or checking when we do an audit to make sure that they've been done. And guess what?
They have nothing done.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's rare that they've gotten 2 out of the 5 that I'll talk about. Rare. I mean, it's
maybe some 1-star reviews.
It is amazing. So if you are a lawyer or you're working for a law firm and you're listening to this, thank you. This is a great way to educate yourself about this topic because, it does lead to actual revenue, right? So this is super important. And if they're not doing this, your competition is. So I haven't seen a city that doesn't have lawyers doing this.
Oh, okay.
But the ones that come to us.
Lawyers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Shangri-La.
Yeah.
I know. Or not.
Ooh, want a quick lawyer joke?
Oh, boy. Sure.
All right, lawyers.
Plug your ears.
What do you call 1,000 lawyers chained to the bottom of the sea?
Oh, boy. I know it. Go ahead.
A good start.
Yes, thank you. I think everyone's heard that one. Come on, Jamie. The king of dad jokes.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's dark. Anyway.
That is. All right. So number one thing that you have to worry about as a law firm for the organic ranking of your site and therefore to reach more clients and to get more phone calls is content. They tell you, you can read on the internet, you got to have a blog. You got to have a blog. What they're really saying is you have to be creating content, and that content has to be answering potential client questions. So you can't just write about your day or, your dog walk or even just have a video. That's not going to be enough. You have to have written content. You can support that written content with videos and graphics and stuff like that. But 100%, Google's not going to be showing that content to anyone unless it's there, right? So you have to be answering common and specific questions in your field geared towards your potential customers and the problems that they're having before they meet you, obviously. So then at the end of each one of those articles, you have a call to action, which says, hey, if you're in our area, reach out to us and we can help. So that kind of simple thing, it sounds simple, but content creation, we're talking for our law firm clients, 10, 20, 30 articles a month. When you see someone who's saying content creation, just 1 or 2 a month, sure, that's true. If you're on that island in the middle of nowhere with no other lawyers, perfect. But if you have, if you're like every other city that I've ever seen, there's tons of lawyers everywhere, and so to rise above them, you got to be creating content.
Quick question. So you said it's got to be written. Most attorney correspondence I get seems to be from voice to text. Will that work for the blog?
No. Sorry. It has to be. So the user experience is what Google prioritizes, and having a transcription doesn't work so well unless you can get it. This is my number 2, which is the site basics have to be done. So that article has to be formatted correctly, not giant blocks of text, because no one reads those, but small blocks of text formatted correctly. Probably in past episodes, you've heard me talk about schema. So that has to be done correctly. Heading structure has to be done correctly. The title has to be done correctly. The description has to be done correctly. These are the basics of every website. So that has to be done correctly. Speed, mobile friendly. So your 1995 theme is not going to be good enough anymore, fellas. So
my MySpace account.
We've seen so many horror stories. So make sure that you have the site basics taken care of. All right.
Yep.
So next one is off of your site. Off of your site, you want to have as many directory listings. So a directory listing for every location. You want to have a Yelp page. You want to have a Google listing. Avo or Avo is a lawyer directory service. You can get free listings on all of these places: Facebook page, Twitter, all the major like social platforms. Those are your offsite places. Make sure that you are signed up with all of those directories. So each one adds kind of a reputation marker to your business. And also, which is even really good, they allow people to write a review for you.
Oh, yes.
So you want to have as many reviews. That review doesn't really help with SEO so much, but it does help with click-through rate. So when humans see you, finally you become visible, that credibility part. And the result is they pick up the phone and call.
Got it.
Okay. So I mentioned briefly the Google listing. Now, Google listing is the kind of the hub other than your website that all of this stuff runs off of. Your Google listing is your local organic lead generating machine. So don't sleep on that. Make sure your description is there. This one is a special shout out to all the law firms who move around and leave strings of offices all over the area. Make sure you close those on Google, because what happens is if you have an old office that it was our old office from 8 years ago, it's now competing with your new office. And that's bad, right? It confuses that algorithm. So if you have multiple old offices, make sure that you have completely closed them out. How can you check if they're not closed out? How do you think, Jamie?
Call them up.
Call up yourself. No, just Google your name. Google the name of your law firm. And if you see a listing show up for the old address, you got to get that taken down, right? You got to log in and mark it as closed. That in competition with yourself is kind of a weird way of looking at it, but just understand that you are confusing Google. And that's really, really, really bad. So Make sure that every one of your offices has only one address, and it's only one, in each city. So it only is serving that city. Those are really important. And then obviously add all the information that you can to that Google listing. Like I said, description, the services that you perform, photos, tons and tons of photos of your location, maybe some testimonials on there. Photos of those are fine. And then obviously reviews. Good?
Yeah, perfect.
All right. Last one. It's an or. Either be patient or start paying for Google ads. So don't worry about the other platforms like Facebook. Nobody goes to Facebook looking for a lawyer. Sorry. They do go to Google to look for a lawyer. And so Google has a great avenue for people who are in a hurry and need their ads in front of people. They need their listing in front of people, and that's Google Ads. You can definitely use Google Ads as a bridge. So as that organic presence grows, because you've done all of this great work and are continuing to do so, that pay-per-click will kind of offset that time because it's a light switch. So you can turn it on right then, and you'll see calls, definitely. You won't see a lot of awesome calls, but maybe 1 or 2 will be good per month. So that's better than nothing.
Oh, better than Facebook, where you would not only
oh my God, yes,
you get 20 calls, but guess how many you can pay.
Yeah, so Google, you're going to get a lot of time wasters too, but that's the nature of advertising. The organic presence one, though, that is what leads to many more qualified calls. So that's why we like building that organic presence on Google. That's what SEO is all about, is building your organic authority. So building that authority means the people who are really looking to solve problems will come to you, and they have done their research. So it's not just the spur of the moment ones who are, they just type in one Google search and go hit the ad button at the top. So those tend to be a little less likely for a qualified customer.
Great.
That's
sounds like the attorneys have some work to do.
Well, if they want to grow and if they want to have a steady stream of clients, yeah. But I've met tons and tons of attorneys who are perfectly fine, who don't even have a website, and they're fine. One man or one lady operations. If you're not looking to grow, then don't worry about it. But if you are, good for you for listening to this podcast, because this is how the first step is educating yourself about this topic. And it's really not that tough.
Sure. And if you're kind of a new lawyer, why not start on this? If you, is that all? Because I'm launching into the promotions.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Well, thank you very much. And so, if you're an attorney and you might know somebody who's in law school now, planning on passing the bar, or someone who's just announced, hey, I just passed the bar, and they want to work on their online reputation. Why not start sooner rather than later? Because once, the established attorneys who aren't using any of this stuff are leaving it wide open, because boy, oh boy, it seems that everyone's suing everyone for everything. So why not get ahead of it? And if you do know an attorney, please share this podcast out. And if you know any other type of person that is struggling to get new clients in this time, it's probably be a good idea to share this podcast out. And if they have any questions about any previous episodes, then go to our website at magnifiedmedia.net, click on the podcast button, then click on the magnifying glass, and then they can either scroll through the previous episodes, or they can actually search for, how do I get started? And something may or may not come up. But
most likely, yes. Thank you.
All right. Well, I haven't tested that out. But so if they want to try it out, each episode, obviously we try to keep it close to 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. But it's a great investment of a small amount of time that could have a tremendous effect on their business. So we will talk to you next week. Right, Adam?
Yes.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of Local SEO in 10 with Google local marketing expert Adam Duran. Join us each week for answers to your questions on how to best harness the power of the internet to grow your business. Speaking of questions, got some? Message us through our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we'll be sure to give you your answer on an upcoming episode. This episode of Local SEO in 10 is brought to you by Magnified Media, the leading online marketing agency in Northern California, who invite you to grow your business by magnifying your online visibility and credibility. Visit them on the web at www.magnifiedmedia.com. Magnify your business, magnify your profits.